The 90s gave us sitcom gold, and at the center of it all was Martin Loud, hilarious, unapologetically black. It gave us catchphrases we still say today, outfits we're still trying to copy, and characters that felt like our cousins. But by the end of season 5, something was off. Gina disappeared, Martin was acting weird, and fans were left wondering what happened. This is the story behind the scenes, why Martin really ended, and the truth they didn't put in the blooper reel. Let's take it back to 1992. Martin Lawrence, already a rising stand-up comic and host of HBO's Defy Comedy Jam, partnered with Fox to bring a sitcom to life, a show loosely based on his real life as a radio DJ in Detroit. And from the very first episode, Martin was different. The humor was black and bold, the jokes were sharp, and Martin wasn't just the star, he was practically the whole cast. Martin didn't just play Martin Payne. He played Shanina Jenkins, Roscoe, Otis, Dragonfly Jones, and Jerome, all with wigs, voices, and improv that felt ahead of its time. Clip insert Jerome. Jerome's in the house. Watch your mouth. And let's not forget Tisha Campbell as Gina Waters, Martin's girlfriend and later wife. She was smart, stylish, and the perfect balance to Martin's wild antics. Their chemistry? Electric. The way they roasted each other, argued, made up, it was real love with a laugh track. The show averaged nearly 12 million viewers per season at its peak. It made FX the network for black comedy, right alongside Living Single, In Living Color, and New York Undercover. But by season 4, the mood on set had changed. Word on the street and later in court was that Martin and Tisha weren't even speaking off camera. There was tension, you could feel it. It wasn't the same vibe anymore. Martin was dealing with a lot. He was a megastar, juggling movie roles, stand-up, and the pressures of fame. Reports say his behavior on set had become increasingly erratic. Rumors swirled about missed rehearsals, angry outbursts, and discomfort between him and his co-star. Then it exploded in November 1996. Just as season 5 was underway, Tisha Campbell filed a lawsuit against Martin Lawrence and the show's producers, citing repeated sexual harassment, verbal abuse, unwanted advances, and a hostile work environment. Tisha said she could no longer work under those conditions and quit the show, appearing in only a handful of season 5 episodes. The lawsuit sent shockwaves through Hollywood, because this wasn't just workplace tension, this was the collapse of the central relationship of the show. Fans were confused. Producers were scrambling, and Martin, he denied the claims, saying they were blown out of proportion. Martin Lawrence in archived interview. I loved her. I never did anything to intentionally hurt her, but things got twisted up. Eventually, the lawsuit was settled out of court and behind closed doors, but the damage was done. Season 5 of Martin was weird, like noticeably weird. Gina was written out of most episodes. When she returned, she and Martin were never on set at the same time. Scenes were edited and staged so that their characters could interact without actually being in the same room. Even in the series finale, Martin and Gina don't share a single frame. The spark that made Martin what it was, gone, and fans noticed. Ratings dipped. The vibe felt off, and the characters we loved started to feel disconnected. The writing was on the wall. In May 1997, Martin ended after 5 seasons, not with a bang, not with a proper goodbye, but with a strained whisper of what used to be. After the show ended, both Martin Lawrence and Tisha Campbell went on to rebuild their careers. But separately, Martin starred in Big Mama's House, Blue Streak, and of course, the Bad Boys franchise. Tisha Campbell went on to play Jay on My Wife and Kids, and later appeared on Dr. Ken and Empire. In the years that followed, the feud between them remained unspoken. Both declined to talk about it in detail, but fans never forgot. Then in 2022, everything changed. Martin, Tisha, Carl, and Tashina reunited for the Martin reunion on BET+. They laughed, they cried, they paid tribute to the late Thomas Michael Ford Tommy, and for the first time in 25 years, fans got to see Martin and Gina in the same room again. But the elephant in the room, still mostly unspoken, Tisha simply said, "We were young, and we've grown. That's what matters." Despite the pain and behind-the-scenes turmoil, Martin still lives on. It's streaming on BET+, HBO Max, and Amazon. TikTokers are lip-syncing Shanina scenes. Fashion brands are dropping Damn Gina merch, and Gen Z, they're discovering the show like it just aired last week. Martin inspired a whole generation of creators, from Issa Rae to Donald Glover. It showed black joy, black love, and black struggle in a way that was real, but never preachy. And no matter how it ended, what it gave us was unforgettable. So why did Martin really end? It wasn't just bad ratings, it wasn't just a contract dispute, it was the real-life pain of two co-stars whose off-screen story got darker than any script could have predicted. But maybe the real tragedy isn't that Martin ended the way it did. Maybe it's that we never got the full truth, or the real goodbye. Still, Martin Payne will always be the loudest, funniest man in Detroit. Gina will always be the flyest girl in the office. And Martin will always be one of the greatest sitcoms to ever hit TV. Let us know in the comments, what was your favorite Martin moment? And should they have ended it or found a way to keep it going? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell for more TV deep dives, throwbacks, and truth behind the laughter. Until next time, stay funny and stay real.